So we're heading into Hollywood Studios. It's in the afternoon now. See the tram behind us? It's right there where we parked. We never take the tram. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes, very rarely. But I prefer to walk. I certainly won't be hurting from walking. It helps me out, but most of the parking lots are actually small enough to where it's really not that far, especially Epcot. I think Epcot's probably, I've seen people like walk to the end of their spot and then get on a tram and then go like 8 rows up. I'm like, no, I can walk. So most of the time we walk. So we're gonna head on over to Hollywood Studios today to show you how good of planners we are for our own self. We are walking into Hollywood Studios. We have 3 fast passes for today.
At Animal Kingdom.
At Animal Kingdom. So that's how it works sometimes. Change of plans. But a couple of things we wanted to do is check out. First of all, we wanted to go see the new Onward preview.
That's right.
They have in the Walt Disney Presents Theater the new Pixar movie coming out next month. So we're gonna go check that out. Kind of see how things are looking overall as far as Hollywood Studios. Some new things about new hours and some changes coming up to some of the shows. So follow along with us. And hey, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We need you guys to subscribe. We need some more subscribers on our channel. Please. So hit the subscribe button now before we get into the video because we don't want you to forget. Let's go down on the side. Alright, so I activated a new Magic Band today. I had it a while given to me as a gift, but this is a test to see if it actually linked correctly. First time using it in the park.
Hold it.
So,
Thank you. Woohoo!
Alright, it worked.
Alright.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was worried. I just activated that band this morning.
You never know.
See, I've had problems with it, not with this one, but the past few months, whenever I've tried to get a virtual boarding group for Rise of the Resistance, everybody in my group was recognized, had no problem, except for me.
Not him.
Every time.
Not him.
So every time I had to have somebody manually put me in. So I'm thinking maybe it's just the Magic Band. So next time we come through here and try for, not today of course, we're way too late for that. But you know, maybe the next time we come through, we're gonna see if maybe the new band will work. Let's hope so, because that's a pain. It's a real pain. Now, this is a Magic Band slap bracelet. I actually had, I think 3 or 4 of these come out about a month or so ago. They were out for a day or two, and then they actually took them right back off the shelves because the pucks weren't linking up just correctly. So I think this is the first one we've seen since they took the others off the shelf. It's a Figment. So it's good to see that they've fixed whatever issue I think has had with the old slap bracelet. So maybe we'll see the old ones come back as they change out the pucks or fix whatever it is. But here's Figment. Alright, so another new Magic Band that just hit the shelves this week. I think it's just going to be an open edition though, because I don't see anything on here about Runaway Grease or not. It is a Pinocchio band. You know, Pinocchio just celebrated 80 years anniversary. So Pinocchio gets his own band, along with Jiminy and the Blue Fairy. It's bronze, it's $24.99. And again, it's just an open edition, I believe. And this is a fairly recent new addition to the Magic Band selection here. It's a classic Mickey Mouse. It says Mickey, 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 Mickey. And Mickey on the other side. It's also bronze colored, which means bronze by the price. Which means it's $24.99. It's an open edition. So Mickey fans can grab their red band.
These today, these we have not seen before, so they're new to us at the very least. So they've got these new journals. They look like a VHS case.
You guys remember what a VHS is?
Yeah, I know, right? For us old people.
Old people, yes. Even when you open up the cover.
Front cover
Looks just like, remember the old plastic ones back in the 90s? You'd have to, when you open it up, it'd make that crinkly, you know, pop noise.
Yeah.
It looks just like that.
But it's actually a journal, and it's a thick one, guys. It's got a lot of pages.
It's got a lot of pages in there.
Also, this is cool. So look, it's actually a slip cover. So if you could find another journal about the same size, you could replace it.
Replace it?
Yep, and
Take
keep
it out.
using the covers.
What's the back look like?
Like the case.
Just like the original case
It's
when it
very.
came out
It
on
even has the
VHS?
running time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, it's very cute. And
How much are they? They're all free? Oh, wait,
They
here we go.
are $20,
It's not
$19.99.
bad for a nice journal.
No.
And there's Nightmare Before Christmas, Toy Story, the Underdog. I love Emperor's New Groove.
Yes.
Boom Baby. And of course, my favorite, Lilo and Stitch. Cool selection. Now, this weekend's a big weekend. I think just this time period every year, get the cheerleading competitions.
That's right.
Lots of cheerleaders around. So I know lots of people were talking about, man, it's really hard to get a hotel around this time. And
That's why.
that would be why. Lots of cheerleading competitions going on. So I think yesterday we saw quite a few of them as well
We did.
in the parks. All right, so we're going to push onward. That was intentional. We're going to push onward to the back of the park and go check out the new movie preview. It's happening in the exhibit toward the back just before you go into Toy Story Land. In times past when they do a movie preview here at Walt Disney World for upcoming Disney animation or Pixar movies, they have a preview for Onward coming out March 6th.
Yes.
So it's not only a few weeks from now, less than a month actually.
Yep.
And I don't know if you guys seen any of the previews for it or any of the trailers, but I think it's funny because it stars. You know who it stars, don't you?
Who's the star?
You don't know who stars in it?
No.
You don't. I'm the voice actor guy. I love voice acting and all that kind of stuff. So it actually stars Star-Lord and Spider-Man.
I love Star-Lord.
You know who those are? Yeah. Well, Chris Pratt and Tom Holland are the two main characters. They are brothers living in a mythical world with their mother. And their father has been gone, and something happens in which on a special day they are given the opportunity to meet their father. But magically, only the lower half of him shows up. And the spell only works for one day. So they have one day, I believe, maybe I'm totally messing the storyline up, but they only have a shorter period of time as brothers to go on a journey to find the top half of their father before the spell runs out, because after that they can't see him anymore.
So we're gonna go see if we get a better idea of the story from the preview.
Yeah, we'll
that
see.
they're offering.
I'm excited about the idea of seeing what the pants look like, just the lower half of the father. I think I would love to be like, that would be a really cool Run Disney outfit, wouldn't it? If I could do
Just
that
the
for like the
pants?
wine and dine, I could just
Be
be
the
the hat,
pants?
just the pants running. I could do that. All right, I have time to get that working. All right, let's go check out the preview. Now, we've been through this exhibit countless number of times. But, you know, if you ever have the chance and the opportunity, take some time to go through and see the history of Disney himself, Disney animation, and learn quite a bit here. It's like a little mini Disney museum. I love this part too, where it talks about how they created the multiplane. It's probably one of my favorite parts.
From the camera. And here now is our same movie.
That's strange to walk there and see this model now, because for months and months before Galaxy's Edge opened, we would come in here and check out the model and try to get an idea and guess what Galaxy's Edge would be like once it actually opened. So it's strange now to look back at the model now that we've actually opened the land and seen it for real. It's surreal.
I'm assuming it's going to be simple.
Exhibit.
Good afternoon, everyone. In just about 5 minutes, we'll be showing a special sneak peek preview of our new movie, Onward, which will premiere in theaters on March 6th. If you would like to see this 10-minute preview of our new film, make your way to the end of the gallery and turn right at the Star Wars display.
Right back here, I'll show you. It's the back half of their van.
It has a unicorn on it.
As it, well,
Well, not a unicorn.
it's a Pegasus, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Pegasus.
Oh, it might have a little unicorn thing on there. Now, this is, typical is what you see a lot of the 70s vans. It's not uncommon for the time period. Did you hear the story? What's happening with Pixar right now when it comes to this van?
No.
There's actually an artist who lives in San Francisco who has a van with a unicorn on it. And Pixar rented out her van for an event for one day. And then later on, this shows up in the movie, and the artist is actually suing Pixar right now for stealing her artistic van design.
Did she
I don't know how
name it?
I don't know, but it's, I think it's funny because these things are like, there's tons of these kinds of vans.
Yes.
But she's suing Pixar because they rented her van under false pretenses, and now it's in the movie.
They
But
stole the design of it without asking.
I don't know.
Makes sense.
It's I don't know. It's pretty common for
If
have
it
this type of
was
vans.
But if it was custom painted and it looks exactly like her van.
I don't know. I'll have to go look. We'll
We'll
go
see.
Google it. We'll check it
Yeah,
out.
we
But
can see
interesting
how
little
it's
tidbit
different.
of what happens. But we'll see how that plays out later on.
Welcome in, everyone. Please take any seat you like. We ask that you save the last 2 rows for those.
I always like to do a quick little video after we've just walked out of the theater. So how dead on did I hit it?
Pretty dead on.
Did I do okay with the story?
Yeah, I thought maybe he was making it up because that was a really
You
strange
thought
storyline.
I made that story up?
Guys, it's a really interesting plot.
But
It's
that-
definitely original.
Yes.
I will say this, I have never seen anything like this. You're not like, oh, it's the princess got captured.
I'm honored. I'm honored that she thinks that I thought up the idea of 2 kids bringing the lower half of their father back to life. If I could come up with something like that, that would be creative. So I will say this: it's unusual because the father's the one who's gone, and it's the mother who's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually-
For Disney films, that's rare.
It's a
This
Pixar
is
film, so maybe a little different.
Maybe that's why.
But no, visually it looks really good. Lots of jokes about the mythical creatures being in a modern world.
Yes.
So there's going to be a lot of open ground for that. But I think it's going to be a really cute film. I think it's going to be a really endearing film. I think it's going to be a good family film. So I'm glad we got to check it out. We'll be coming back around again and bring the kids, of course, because I think they're going to want to see the preview.
Yeah,
But
it's funny.
yeah, it's great. So Walt Disney Presents Theater here at Hollywood Studios, at least until the movie comes out March 6th. So come by and check out the preview yourself. Or if you can't, check the movie out when it comes out next month. And over in the launch bay, R2. Hi, R2. Good to see you, buddy.
Having a good day today. Lots of friends coming to say hello. I know.
All right, so this past week, that is the Imagineering. Imagineers installed the new Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway marquee. Really cool neon sign.
You got small hands.
Now here's the deal. It's not going to light up until March 4th when they actually open the attraction. So for now, we just have to kind of imagine what it looks like. I know Disney Parks blog put out a cool video this week of Goofy showing it lit up at night. The great thing is when they do light this thing up, we're being told that guests will be able to see it all the way down from the entrance. Well, that creates a little bit of a problem, at least for now. Now at night, this stage area, it's actually 3 floats that are mobile. At 7 o'clock each night, these floats are brought down and they're driven out. So after it gets dark, you should be able to see straight down the way. But we've also heard word, and speculation, and it's not been announced officially by Disney.
No official announcement.
That the Star Wars Galaxy Far, Far Away show that's done through the day, and it's been here for years and years, may be going far, far away.
It may be leaving.
So they've already had certain things like the March of the First Order that used to come down several times a day.
Not anymore.
It's no longer as of last summer. And if this show goes away as well, that means, again, most of the stuff will be moving back and be centralized, except for the launch bay, will be centralized in Galaxy's Edge.
Yes.
So, like I said, nothing official as of yet, but that would be interesting to see what they're going to utilize this area back here for if they don't put another stage show. But at least at night, we do know that when all the neon signs light up, there will be a straight shot back. You should be able to see as you walk down Hollywood Boulevard the new marquee that they've just installed. If you ever forget the opening day of Disney's Hollywood Studios, or back in the day, MGM Studios, all you have to do is go right here in front of the Chinese Theater. You can see where Mickey left his handprints. He did so on opening day of the park, May 1st, 1989.
Ma'am, we have to ask you, what happened to your sweatshirt?
What happened to your
Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Ma'am, are you aware that you have poo all over your sweatshirt? She has poo in public.
I think that stinks.
I agree.
I just can't bear it.
How did you get all that poo on your sweatshirt? Tell us. How did it happen? Ma'am, there you are. $1,000. Give yourself a sweatshirt without poo on it. Here, and give yourself a meal that's not there. There you go. There you
Wow, Leslie, happy birthday.
go. We're not here to embarrass you. We're just embarrassed for you.
Remember, folks, fashion first.
Laws later. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Fashion police, move along.
That was a close one, let me tell you that. Close one.
That's right.
All right, so kind of give you guys an update. Rise of the Resistance, still using the virtual boarding groups.
Yes, they are.
Which means you need to be in the park
Before
the park opens. Whatever the listed park opening date or time is, you need to be here at least, I'd say about 10 minutes into the park and settled and ready, so that when the park opens, that second the park opens, open up your My Disney Experience app and look for that little box right there that says Rise of the Resistance.
First thing you see.
Right there. Click it and open it up, and then ask to join a boarding group. You want to do that immediately as the park opens, as we've been talking about for a while now for the first few weeks. Here's the difference though, as the demand for this has not gone down. We still know people who've shown up who the boarding groups were gone within the first minute of opening it up.
Fast.
They go really fast. So if the park opens at 8 and you show up at 8:30, do not be surprised if they're gone.
Yeah, they'll be gone.
Here's the difference though. They are slowly but surely extending the opening time to later in the day for the Hollywood Studios. All right, so the park is going to be opening later and later than what people have seen in the past. When it first opened in December, the Rise of the Resistance, they were opening the park up at like 6 a.m. It slowly moved up to 7 a.m. and has been 7 for a while. It's now just recently been moved up to 8 a.m. And we checked the calendars this morning. It will be opening up at 8 a.m. every day between now and March 14th. March 15th, it goes back up to 9 a.m. Now, this all could change at any moment. They can change hours whenever they feel like it. So, but be aware of the fact that it doesn't really do you any good to get here at 6 a.m. in the morning anymore. Park doesn't even open until 8, and later on at March 15th, even 9. So get here in time to be in the park, but don't get here too early, But make sure you check your My Disney Experience for exactly when the park is going to open.
For sure.
And watch out to see if the times do change. So, important, get here on time. All right, so that's the end of our little excursion this afternoon at Disney's Hollywood Studios. You know, we did mention at the beginning, we actually do have fast passes over at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly, right?
So I guess we should utilize those. And of course, on a beautiful day like this, we're gonna hit as many parks and many things as we can.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be hitting Disney Springs as well. So hey, if you guys ever see us in the parks, hey, do us a favor, come over and say hello. We'd love to meet you. And if you have a chance and you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Please
We want to continue to
subscribe.
grow and do more and more as we build our videos for you guys. Hopefully this has been helpful. You guys have a great afternoon, and we will see you guys
In the parks.